what all four of you made clear explicitly or implicitly, which is there's a great deal of ignorance among users of digital technology as to its carbon footprint.
Over the years, the way the ecosystem for digital advertising is developed is a huge amount of complexity. So to be really simple, we've got a publisher, let's say it's the New York Times, and they want to sell advertising. They have slots on their website and they want people to buy that advertising space. And on the other side of the equation, we've got a brand who wants to buy advertising. And if those two just spoke to each other directly, would have a very efficient and very low carbon industry. But actually what we find is that there's a real distance between the buyer and the seller. And this distance is full of technology. And all of that technology is basically data centers. And those data centers are plugged in, they require a lot of cooling, and they generate a lot of energy. What we find is in this middle, the space in between the buyer and the seller, there's a lot of duplication, and there's a lot of redundancy, and there's a lot of wastage. So the problem, I think, is how the ecosystem is developed. And the solution is to begin to optimize this.
How this traffic is hitting each and every page, what the size of those pages, and how the emission comes from the size of the pages and the traffic going on it. And then they are in a position to make some tweakings on the size of the files which are putting together the web page and managing the traffic in a smart way in order to drive people on the pages which has lower emission, or reduce the emission of those pages which have heavy traffic on them. So this is how we can help them. And our experience is that about 20-30% of the emission could be saved if it's managed on time.
I think this idea of visibility is really important, but visibility in the right context for the individual is equally as important. Because if I walk into my CEO's office and I talk about sustainability without profit, he isn't going to listen. You know, we need to make sure that we're talking about those things all being interlinked, which eventually is the triple bottom line, right? So that those things do not sit mutually exclusively. It's about people and profit and planet, and those things working together to make successful businesses, not just profit.
There is an urgency. The International Labor Organization is estimating by 2030, there will be 24 million net new sustainability jobs created. And that's within 7 years. That's in addition to the sustainability skills that each of us need in our own jobs or our own capacities, which could be very little or it could be very deep.